Hello and welcome to the Mitsubishi GTO Twin Turbo from 1991. Now this vehicle can do something really special in Gran Turismo 7, and that is this vehicle has the ability to be engine swapped. We can put the V6 from the Suzuki Escort Pikes Peak into the Mitsubishi GTO. So that's gonna make for a very spicy build. But before we actually check that out, we're gonna see how the vehicle performs stock, then fully upgraded, and then now once the fully upgraded engine swapped engine is in the vehicle. So if you guys do go on to enjoy this video, don't forget leave a like and subscribe for more content. Now when we first get behind the wheel of the Mitsubishi GTO Twin Turbo Standard, well, we are greeted with actually a very pleasant driving experience. The car has ample power, decent handling, and just a very fun and joyful experience. Because of the all-wheel drive system, the car is able to just take corners in such a really good way that the vehicle isn't stepping out and there isn't really that much understeer. So with the Mitsubishi, it was so technologically advanced that that's one of the reasons this car was famous, because this vehicle had features that really weren't seen in other Mitsubishis. Okay, look, it had the all-wheel drive system, then it had an electronically controlled suspension, it had ABS, it had active aerodynamic systems, that is both the front and the rear spoiler, that just adjusted as the speed changed, but I mean that's how active aero works. Then they had an active exhaust system which allowed you to control how loud the exhaust was. The GTO was really just pinnacle of what Mitsubishi or what any car company could do at the time. So it had a 3-liter dual overhead cam V6 twin turbo, or it came in an NA version, but since we have the turbo model, this actually came out with 276.1 brake horsepower, which is ample power to get you around a circuit in a reasonable time. Now the car genuinely, when it comes to braking, it's really great. When it comes to handling, because of that active suspension, it's just a really good car stock. So in its standard form, it's a really good buy, and considering the fact that this vehicle only costs like 40,000 credits in GT7, or you could even receive it by completing all gold in your National B licenses. So yes, you don't even need to purchase this vehicle. Now in Gran Turismo 7, the GTO that we have actually produces 285 brake horsepower and has a weight of 1,700 kgs. So if you aren't really happy with how the vehicle performs standard, well, after some well-spent upgrades, you can see that vehicle's performance increased drastically. The car will now produce 657 brake horsepower and coming at a weight of 1,258 kgs. We are losing almost 500 kgs and more than doubling the horsepower. The vehicle right now, with it being fully upgraded, before even testing it, seems like it's going to be absolutely different compared to the standard version. So without further ado, let's just head straight back out on circuit to see how it feels now that the vehicle's upgraded. Now when we get behind the wheel of the fully upgraded GTO, well, the performance is so different, it's actually shocking. It's almost like you're driving a brand new vehicle. The car has insane power. When it comes to straight line speed, it just sees you rocketing to well over 280 kilometers per hour. Then when it comes to braking, the braking system is so good that you don't really fear or expect the vehicle to be like, whoa, okay, this thing is not slowing down in time. The brakes are really exceptional. And then when it comes to handling, wow, it's honestly perfect. The way the car is set up and it can just handle just getting thrown into a bend. Okay, sometimes yes, the car will get a bit squirrely under braking, but if you can just understand, okay, how to take your corners correctly, well, this car will set incredible lap times and is just such a fun track vehicle that I was actually a bit stressed to actually engine swap it, because how the vehicle is now, it doesn't need an engine swap. It isn't drastically underpowered. It isn't missing like, wow, there's so much more potential that this vehicle has. Right now, this vehicle is really at its peak performance. It's such a good vehicle, super fun, and I almost don't want to actually engine swap it. But we just have to dive into the deep end and see the full capabilities of the GTO. What can be done to the GTO in Gran Turismo 7. So with this being said, the GTO fully upgraded is one heck of a vehicle. So now let's look at what it's like when we fully upgrade it and put an engine swap into it. Now when it comes to engine swapping the GTO, we have now the ability to just go out and purchase engine swaps from GT Auto. With update 1.34 to Gran Turismo 7, it brought us this legendary feature. So with us paying 950,000 for the Scorro engine, it has a lot to actually be worth, because with the price tag like that, it really needs to show a lot of oomph and a massive difference over the standard GTO's performance. Now with the Scorro engine being in the GTO and slapping on a high RPM turbocharger, we see the horsepower reach just under 1,200 brake horsepower, meaning this car is now insanely powerful. It's almost in a different ballpark compared to the standard GTO's engine. But the only catch with the Scorro engine has to be the insane turbo lag that the engine produces. If your RPM is under 5,500, there's no boost at all. The car almost feels as if it goes into limp mode. But once you start heading towards that 6,000 RPM mark, the car just explodes with power. It's honestly like it's just nothing. All the power, everything, you know, throwing all 1,200 brake horsepower comes straight at you. So if you can avoid really going into a lower RPMs, well, the car is really exceptional. But when it comes to circuits with a lot of slow corners, well, the Scorro really just gets left behind. So in that case, the GTO standard engine will actually be faster, but the minute the vehicle gets onto a straightaway, it's the Scorro swap wins. Now around this particular circuit, with the Scorro swap being fully upgraded, having almost double the brake horsepower, it was only 2 seconds faster compared to standard GTO engine. So in some cases, I'd say the standard engine is a lot better than the fully upgraded Scorro engine. Even without the turbocharger, the Scorro engine still has that insane lag, so you can't really get rid of it. So if you just avoid going into a lower RPMs, you should be good, but sometimes you just can't always avoid it. So yes, the Scorro engine is incredibly powerful, but it does have its drawbacks. So if you take that, well, it's really up to you. And in my personal experience, I say that the standard GTO engine is just as good as the Scorro swap, and in some cases maybe even better, but it really just depends on the circuit you're using. So the GTO twin turbo using the Scorro swap, a super insane vehicle, because with the all-wheel drive system paired with 1,200 horsepower, this vehicle is almost unstoppable. So with all this being said, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video, where I will be going over a money method using this very vehicle. So if you guys do want to see that, well, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.